Visit the Greensboro Science Center and you can experience an underwater world that is sure to delight and amaze. Of course, you've probably seen the sharks and maybe even touched the stingrays. Maybe you've gone nose to nose with one of the penguins. But now a brand new expansion to the Wiseman Aquarium is open, and it's right beyond that hallway. Glendover goes, of course, he is the man who makes all the magic happen here at the Greensboro Science Center, along with a lot of help.
A lot of help,
I know. So this is a pretty exciting time. The expansion is open to the aquarium. What kind of, explain it to us. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, you know, we opened the aquarium, the original aquarium, 3.5 years ago, and to be able to add an expansion like this just that short amount of time is amazing. So we feel blessed. This is the first time a major project was 100% privately funded, thanks to the Wisemans and so many other great donors. And then to watch our staff come together designing this, putting the animals in quarantine, isolating everything, doing the science behind the scenes that no one ever sees, the life support systems. And then finally, a day like today, when it all opens and the smiles are on the faces and the animals are happy and they're floating and they're teaching and these fancy touch walls are working, it's just, every time we try to do something out here, we try to take it to the next level. And that's harder and harder to do because expectations go up too. But at the same time, we're in science-based tourism, and science is an ever-moving thing, and we have to keep up with it, and the visitors expect that. And so this is the first time that we've done something 100% in-house at this level, and it's gratifying to say the least.
Eric, you've given so much of your time, talents, energy to the Greensboro Science Center. Why? Why is this place so special to you?
You know, it's really a convergence of two things that are important to me and Susan. One is we're big believers in conservation and protecting endangered species, particularly those that live underwater that are out of sight of most people. And this place is a part of addressing that and creating awareness for it. And second is we live here in Greensboro, and it's important to make Greensboro a better place, and it's initiatives like this that do that. And what's happened here today and the opening of the aquarium expansion and the commitment to the future of the zoo and the museum is all about the community coming together to support it. This all happened with private money.
So what are some of the things that we will see in this expansion?
Well, it's 3 major galleries. Basically, it's this one that's focused on jellies and conservation messaging, the Oddities of the Ocean gallery, and then the Communities gallery, which are like habitats from around the world. So it represents about 100 species of new animals here, and I think like 500 new animals. So that's huge.
Courtney, what's happening in this tank?
So here we have some pot-bellied seahorses or big-bellied seahorses, and we have some juveniles and some adults that are in holding. They're too young or too new to go on exhibit right now. These guys are part of an SSP program, which is a species survival plan. So breeding these guys is essential for their survival in the wild because they are endangered. So what zoos and aquariums do across the U.S. and across the world actually is breed these animals from different lineages so we can continue the populations in zoos and aquariums and eventually put them back out into the wild.
And you actually have some babies? Do you call them babies? Infants? Juveniles?
Fish fry. Yeah,
okay.
That's a baby fish. These are baby seahorses. We had some babies unexpectedly.
Why is this something you love?
I just love the environment and wildlife, and I'm glad to be a part of continuing a population that is in trouble. And I love seahorses. I think they're adorable.
Ed Parsons is the curator of fishes at the Greensboro Science Center. This is a pretty exciting time with all these new animals to care for and challenging, I'm sure.
It is a challenging day. It's a very exciting day. But yeah, we've got a lot of fun things to see here. We're very happy to showcase these animals to people.
Okay, so in the tank behind us are some animals that we wouldn't see in the North Carolina coast.
Right. This is a tank of animals from the Pacific Northwest. These guys live from California, Northern California, Pacific West Coast to Alaska and off the coast of Japan.
Okay, And what kind of animals? I see some things on the bottom, anemones, right?
These are cold water animals. So they're kind of analogs of what we have on the coast, but just different animals, different species. But yeah, so we've got sea anemones in here. We've got the wolf eel, which is one of my favorites. He's actually a fish, but he looks like an eel. We've got sea cucumbers. We've got starfish, sea urchins, a lot of anemones, a lot of things to see here.
Do you have some favorites in this new expansion?
Yes. If I had to pick my favorite, which is really hard to do, it is the mantis shrimp. So it's a little shrimp about that big. He's also called a thumb splitter because this guy has the punching power of like a Muhammad Ali for his size. And what they do is in the wild, they find their food, a crab, a clam, whatever, and they walk up to it and bam, smash it. Sounds gross, but it kills it and it opens up and they feast. I mean, for this little creature this big, for its body weight to have the strongest punching power of any animal on the planet, that's pretty amazing to think about.
Kind of a metaphor for Greensboro, don't you think?
That's a beautiful metaphor. I never thought about it, but that's a perfect one. So maybe he should be the mantis shrimp of Greensboro, you know, something like that. That would work for me. And then probably the most iconic animal in here is our young barracuda. He's in the mangrove tank. He's only about 18 inches long, and once he outgrows that tank, he'll go into our shark reef where he'll do fine. But to see a barracuda literally 15 inches away from your eyes, and all the fake lore about him and everything, the things that aren't true, that there's fierce creatures, that kind of thing, that's pretty awesome. And of course, who doesn't love blobs of jelly? I mean, think about how long these animals have been on this planet. They're blobs of jelly without a brain, but science is actually studying them right now because that constant movement of that bell is being studied at a nanotechnology level to figure out how we can make artificial heart tissue. And so, from a jellyfish. So you just never know. The science is endless, and we want to be a little part of that in everyone's brain.
What are some of your favorite things you've seen so far today?
The animals like the fish and the penguins and the stingrays.
I like them too. Did you get to feel a stingray? Yeah, that's pretty fun. And what do you like about the aquarium?
I like the stingrays and the octopus.
Why?
I like the stingrays because you get to touch them, and like the octopus because I like how it has 8 legs and stuff.
Dad, what do you like about this?
I like all the reefs. It's stuff you don't normally see in aquariums like this. So I'd say the reefs are probably the neatest thing that they've added to this.
Sharks are my favorite.
I like the big fish. I like the small things. I really like everything here. My favorite is the mantis shrimp, actually.
You and Glenn both. Yeah. Very good. Why the Science Center?
Because they are learning a lot about science, and this year they take the science at EOG, so they came here to have a little hands-on experience and learn more.
And what do you think about the aquarium and the expansion?
Very nice. Very nice. It's amazing.
To see little kids light up and be interested and passionate about what was in there matters a lot, because that's when you learn about conservation and have that be part of who you are. Is if you appreciate what you're seeing, then maybe you can protect it one day if you have the chance.
The economic impact is critical because that convinces a lot of people to invest in you. But the science education, the smiles on the kids' faces, the kid with his head in the dome right now with the venomous fish, that's the kind of stuff that keeps the staff going, because you see people's lives changing by opening up to things they didn't know existed. I had a mom come through here a little while ago, actually it was a grandma. Her 2-year-old is in our Nature Talks program. And she said on the way home last week, this 2-year-old was describing the life history of an owl at 2 years old. And I'm getting shivers up my arm thinking, that's what we do. And to hit kids at that age to think about science in a way that they had never thought of before, and that's when they're the sponges, that's when they're absorbing it the most. That is so important. And now we hit all ages, you know, the little ones to the grandparents and everything in between, and they're all finding something special about it.
All the exhibits, all the technology was designed by Greensboro Science Center staff. These are some mighty creative people who work here. In fact, this sculpture behind me of the recycled seahorse, completely done by the staff here at the Greensboro Science Center. This is just one of the many things going on at the Science Center and the many things to come, including the dinosaur exhibit, which opens this fall. Find out what's going on now and what's on the way by going to the website. It's greensboroscience.org.